we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
I want to share with you 3 things that are really key to managing your state right now. Number 1 is your language. It's your what? Language. Now, how many of you saw I was a little hard on my friend here for her language? I want you to look at all of your language as if it is literal intent. So who are my self-deprecators in the room? Like, you like to put yourself down to try to help other people feel better. Right now, put your hands up real tall. You weird, don't ever do that again. Break that habit. Break that habit, because right now you're breaking down your spirit. You want to master your language. And what kind of language? Language creates emotion. And right now, if the game is about emotional intelligence, we have to learn how to master our what? Language. Now, I have 2 of my brand new partners that are right here. By the way, congratulations again. Super excited for you guys. Do you know why I want you to be here for these 4 days? So you don't sabotage the next decade of our real estate winnings.
Sounds good.
That's why. I love you so much. I want you to be here so you don't screw things up. What can possibly screw this up? Your emotions. The most dangerous. So you want to know what the biggest danger in your business, and every business needs to identify their danger points. It's your inability to control your emotions when it hits the fan. By the way, you own a home for 1,500 days, it will wake up on the wrong side of the bed maybe a week out of those 1,500 days, maybe a month out of those. What does that look like? How the hell did the AC unit go out at the same time that the furnace went out, at the same time that the renter left? That's just a streak of bad. I'm just upset right now. I'm angry. And by the way, when we are in a bad emotional state, do we make good decisions or bad decisions? We make horrible decisions. By the way, the world is filled with problems. How many of you know that? So the people that are out there finding solutions, they do it in a high state or low state? It all comes down to state. By the way, real estate investors are just problem solvers. We make money by solving problems. So I have you here because I love you, and I want you to get this information, because this information is literally more important than everything I'll teach you the rest of the event related to finance and wealth. Because when you know how to control your emotions when it hits the fan, you possess the ability to stay strong when you need to, and this is what you're gonna learn. When the fridge breaks and you need to get a new one, is that a problem? No. It's actually not a problem. If you think it's a problem, that's a problem with your perception. The reality is, our fridge is going to break, yes or yes? Yes. Our tenant's gonna move out. Yes. Oh, Kris, the tenant moved out. Ah! That's what they do. The roof's leaking. They wear out. This is like, hello, That's part of the business. When you sell that home later and you make a pile of money, then you catch up and you're like, why did I lose so much sleep? Why was I upset when the house wasn't rented? Why did I let it get to me when something broke? What you can do is you can prepare for it. You can have the money set aside for it so it doesn't have to set you back. Does that make sense? Friends, how many of you are getting this? Does this make sense? Yes. If you're gonna be in partnership with me, we need a level of emotional mastery, because I'm gonna tell you, we buy 10 homes, we're gonna have a problem child. One of them homes is not going to behave all the time the way that we want them, just like real kids, right? But if you see it as a problem, and you treat it like a problem, and you perceive it as a problem, and then you allow your state to go out the window, now you're my problem. Now I'm like playing counselor. I'm like, no, it's really okay. Don't feel bad. This is part of the business. It's part of the business. This is how we succeed. This is how we win. This is how we make lots of money. You cannot afford a fragile mindset. You cannot afford a weak emotional state, which means, number 1, you got to master your what?
Language.
Master your what?
Language.
Give your neighbor a poke and say, master that language. Give your other neighbor a poke and say, I'm listening to you.
I'm listening to you.
All right. Now just pause for a moment. Does this actually mean that I'm like positive all the time? Like, guys, does this actually mean that I'm positive all the time? No. Yes! Because what I really want is a what? A feeling. Why do I want to build $1 billion business? Because I think it would be cool to make $1 billion and then give away $1 billion. I already got everything that I want. When Marianne says, I don't need to be here financially, I don't. Financially, my life just keeps doing this. But I love the game because I love growth. I love challenging myself. So I want to produce the result and I want to measure it and I want to know how to make it bigger and I want to know how to do it better. How many of you feel me on that? But make no mistake, I'm enjoying that challenge. If you're not enjoying your challenge, then either you got the wrong training or you're wanting the wrong thing. Because I'm going to bust my ass to make $1 billion to give it all away because I'm after a what?
Feeling.
Do you guys understand that emotion and the mastery of that is the game?
Yes.
I have some people in my world that when they want to achieve the highest levels of what I do, I put them in my breakthrough certification. I want to teach them not just how to do what you just saw happen on stage, I want to teach them how to do that for themselves to control your own transformation, and then I teach them how to do it for others. I do that because if you take a look at society, the nucleus of society is what? Is family. And when families can own their own transformation, I think everything changes. That's my personal experience. So this stuff's really important. So by the way, you might actually catch me in a negative moment. But one, it'll be rare. Two, if you catch it before me, I'm going to change that fast. How fast?